Hello, we're members of Children's Parliament from across Scotland who have been involved in Scotland's Climate Assembly. It's the first time children have been involved in the Climate Assembly, which is very exciting. We have the right to have a say, and we also have the right to grow up in a healthy environment, so it's really important children have been involved.
In October 2020, me and over 100 other children from across Scotland were invited to join the Children's Parliament to investigate how Scotland should tackle the climate emergency for Scotland's Climate Assembly.
12 of us became a team of investigators. We met online each week to talk about the ideas from the other children and share updates with the Climate Assembly adults. We became really good friends, laughed and danced a lot, and adopted Brochan, our hedgehog mascot, who is still the only one to have met us all in person thanks to the post.
After 5 months of working together, we came up with 42 calls to action, which were given to the Scottish Parliament in June 2021 of the Climate Assembly Adults' recommendations.
That's me, Aisha and Nadia at the Scottish Parliament. Here are some of our favourite calls to action.
My favourite call to action is a National Tree Planting Day, and I think it's important because trees suck up a lot of carbon and help animals and the ecosystem, because we need to look after animals and the planet.
And I feel like we need to teach everybody about the wider picture, because we all think maybe about one thing, maybe that's littering or something like that, but there's so many different things that contribute to the situation.
If children learn about climate change, they will want to do something about it because they'll know how important it is for the planet. That's what happened with me. I didn't know much about climate change before this, and now I want to change it so much, and I'm so passionate about the subject.
So, what happened next? While we waited for the Scottish Government's response, we talked about our calls to action with our families, friends, teachers, politicians, the news, the First Minister and the Cabinet, the United Nations, and even the Queen. In November, we took part in COP26 to tell people about what it was like being children in the Climate Assembly. We were some of the youngest children to be at COP26, and it was also the first time we got to meet in person. In December 2021, we heard what the government had to say about our ideas and what they will do next.
It's good that they're going to teach more, because I didn't know much about climate change, or I knew it was affecting the planet and it was to do with pollution. And now I know a lot more.
Adults asked us what our favourite responses are, and there was one, or like our least favourite, and there was one where there was no tree planting. And that's what one of our investigators were like really inspired by, and they really wanted to do it.
And they're only doing the things that they're already doing, or that they've only just started doing that are quite easy to do. They're not actually doing the tough, the ones we really want to do.
I said about the boost was with my parents supporting me and teachers and everyone around me. The other thing that boosted me was knowing that I was making a big change to Scotland's future and the world's future, really.
It's been a big journey for all of us, and the adults too.
My favourite thing about being involved in the Climate Assembly was knowing that people actually cared and wanted to hear about what I had to say. So it made me feel like people wanted to know what I thought as a child that's grown up on an island.
I actually feel heard. I'm just really thankful because I've learned a lot about climate change, and now I can spread the word to other people.
I sort of feel like the connection between children and adults can mean a lot when adults are listening to children.
They have a sense of integrity, personal integrity, based on what they see around about them. They appreciate right from wrong. They appreciate that things have to be done.
I was a member of the Assembly for Climate Change. I had the great privilege of being able to meet some of the children from the Children's Parliament. The children brought their own style of learning with them. They brought enthusiasm. knowledge, creativity, and I feel this is their future world. It belongs to the children, and what we change now will impact on the children the most.
The children's calls to action were confident, bold and resourceful. Their ways of thinking and solutions about climate change were so clear, and they showed how imagination and creative thinking can bring brilliant results. This is their future too, and they have amazing ideas, and their voices need to be heard.
Even though it's the end of our Climate Assembly investigation, there's lots more work to be done. So what are our hopes for the future?
We should be involved because it is our future that it's affecting, and it shouldn't just be only Scotland that are doing it. It should be the whole world that involve us because, well, we are there too. We are people, we are humans, so we need to say what we think should happen as well.
It's up to you, me, and all of us.